The White House Correspondents Dinner, a comedy of errors. The annual White House Correspondents Dinner, WHCD, once a jovial gathering bridging the gap between the press and the federal government, has descended into a political battleground, leaving laughter stranded in the wings. This year's event, scheduled for April 26th, highlights a dramatic shift in the dinner's character, a far cry from its traditionally convivial atmosphere. The cancellation of comedian Amber Ruffin's performance underscores this transformation, revealing deep fissures between the White House and the White House Correspondents Association, WHCA. The WHCD, a tradition dating back to 1924 with President Calvin Coolidge, has historically provided a platform for light-hearted jabs at the powerful. Every president, with the notable exception of Donald Trump, has graced the event with their presence, often becoming the target of comedic barbs. The dinner has served as a unique space for social interaction, facilitating relationships between journalists and government officials. However, the current political climate has poisoned this well. This year's controversy began with the WHCA's selection of Amber Ruffin, a Nebraska comedian known for her sharp wit and unflinching critiques of the Trump administration. Her comedic style, a blend of humor, song, and dance, often directly addresses political issues, making her a potentially provocative choice given the already tense relationship between the current administration and the press. The selection immediately ignited a firestorm. Taylor Buttigieg, the White House Deputy Chief of Staff, launched a scathing attack on the WHCA, characterizing the choice of Ruffin as inflammatory and accusing the association of prioritizing partisan politics over unity. He framed the subsequent decision to drop Ruffin's performance as a cop-out, branding the comedian as hate-filled and lamenting the association's descent into perceived irrelevancy. This public condemnation marks a significant escalation of the ongoing conflict between the White House and the press. The conflict extends beyond the Ruffin controversy. The administration's decision to control the rotating pool of journalists covering the president, bypassing the WHCA's traditional role, has already strained relations. This move has effectively marginalized the association, leaving it isolated and vulnerable to accusations of political bias. The WHCD's history is not without precedent for controversy. In 2011, President Barack Obama's comedic routine targeted then businessman Donald Trump, focusing on Trump's fixation on Obama's birth certificate. Obama's playful yet pointed remarks, referring to Trump as the Donald, highlighted the inherent risks of political humor at such a high-profile event. Similarly, Michelle Wolf's performance at a previous WHCD proved highly divisive, prompting the Hill to boycott the event due to what its chairman deemed offensive and vulgar material. The escalating tensions between the White House and the press, fueled by this year's controversy, raise serious questions about the future of the WHCD. The Washington Post recently explored the possibility of the event being scrapped altogether, citing a growing sentiment among seasoned White House press veterans that the dinner has become more trouble than it's worth. The high-ticket nature of the event, featuring exclusive meet-and-greet opportunities, seems increasingly at odds with the current climate of political polarization and distrust. The cancellation of Amber Ruffin's performance, while presented by the WHCA as a means to avoid politics of division, raises concerns about the chilling effect on political satire and the freedom of expression. Many view the decision as a capitulation to political pressure, a concession that undermines the very purpose of the WHCD, to provide a platform for humor and critical commentary, even if that commentary is directed at those in power. The event's transformation from a light-hearted gathering to a battleground for political point-scoring underscores the deep divisions within American society, a division vividly reflected in the ongoing struggle between the White House and the press. The future of the WHCD remains uncertain, hanging in the balance as the nation grapples with these fundamental conflicts. The question remains, can the dinner reclaim its former role as a bridge between the press and the government, or will it remain a casualty of the era's pervasive political strife? The answer, like the future of the dinner itself, remains to be seen.